Like I'm ready for the season already. I need it. I need it, but at least we got the combine coming up. Let's get it. Let's go.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White rap for the beat, though. Hey. Welcome back to the home of original sports perspective. From our couch to yours. It's your Couch Rider Raven saying, hey, we here. It's another week of no football. I'm so sad. It's just upsetting, but it's all right. We in this together. We're gonna be watching, probably doing analysis on Mardi Gras parades and water polo and how many chicks can Steve Smith possibly mess with behind their husbands' backs and so on and so on. It's just gonna be a hoot. It's gonna be how many massage parlors. I'm not even going there. But please do us a favor. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. You see the sign, folks. You see the sign. Hey, so I'll be honest with you. I did not send out a invite to Cameron, but if he's in the room, he can go ahead and pop on and I'll send him the link that way or whatever. But just I've been busy, man. It's been a busy off season. But what's crazy is it's been busy even though it's been winter everywhere. We finally got some good weather. So today's messy question, it probably doesn't have a right answer, and I'm gonna just put it out there anyway. The moment of controversy is what we'll call it. Is well, we'll see who's in the room first, and then we will go into our moment of controversy. It's Brooke. Brooke is here first. She is on time. She's I am here, y'all. She said, I am the first one here. You love to see it. You love to see it. What's up, Brooke? All right. So, moment of controversy. I mean, we could talk about, since Brooks here, as far as macaroni on top of the stove or under the stove, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave it on. Let's go into just something simple. Which season is better, summer or winter? So imagine being down in the South, the SOUF, because that's how we spell it down there. It's just it's a problem with the education system. It's we got some issues. Anyway, imagine us down in the South during the summer. It's a hot July day. We talking about a good 106 degrees outside. And let's just say you in the military and you got to go take a PT test. You down? Is that something you down for? You rather that? Because the alternative, let's just say the alternative is be in Omaha, Nebraska, let's just say. You know. Not like anybody happens to be there right now. Omaha, Nebraska, PT test comes up. Of course, we test in an indoor facility, but let's just say we don't have an indoor facility. Let's say they want to test outside because they feeling good. And I'm gonna give y'all some heat waves as far as Nebraska goes. I'm gonna give you 30 degrees outside to testing. 30 degrees. You rocking with the 106 in Louisiana, or you rocking with the 30 degrees? Wind's blowing. You snotting out the nose. It's coming down. It's not coming down as far as the precipitation, but you do feel that cold when you out there. Which one are you rocking with? Let me know in the comments, because look, we got to know. Brooke wants a prize. We'll work on that. you give me let's see, you give me 5 subscribers tonight. And Brooke, I'll get you a prize. Okay. Brooke also says, winter. I hate North Carolina summers. Sometimes I am on the fence. I'd say I'm on the fence, but I'm pro summer. Because, and I'll tell you why, because I can drink all the water, hydrate beforehand, hop out there, do the PT test. I know it's only 10 minutes of sweat. Or it was that's right. Well, I guess I'm old now. So about a good 12 and a half minutes of sweat out there. And the sweat will be its own natural air conditioning. I can go get some water after. With the cold of Nebraska, like I say, you just snotting and you just miserable and it's coming down and it's freezing and it's just sticking all there and it's just horrible. And you got a head cold and you got to wear a hoodie and everything else covered up. And you sweating and the sweat gets cold because the sweat then turns into more cold for you. And it's a miserable experience. Next thing you know, you get sick. I'm going heat over the cold. I'm going summer over the cold. Give me Louisiana. I'll take it. I'll take it, folks. But luckily, I don't have to PT test ever again because I'm retiring on Halloween. And it's going to be done. It's going to be a good deal. AJ says, winter is coming and winter is king. No, winter left. Winter left. We said goodbye. We had a terrible time with it. It was -11 around here. -11. It was a minus sign next to that thing. And we sitting inside. It's cold. It's snowing. It's iced up on the roads. Can't nobody drive. It was terrible. We over here got school shutting down because it was -36 feel like. So they shut school down in Bellevue. But they said the rich kids, the Miller kids, they had to go to school. But the poor kids did not need to go to school. Apparently, it was not a priority for the poor kids to go to school. So it is what it is. Anywho, Delicious is here. He said, "What's up, Couch Rider? Stay warm." Which I tell you. So if Cameron was on the show, he would be proud of me because not only am I drinking water, what I'm saying, got my special little can here. It's like 50 ounces. Not only am I drinking water, but I am down from 203 pounds down to 193 pounds. So feeling good, y'all. That just takes hard work. All right, and just a reminder for those of y'all who don't remember, we need Devontae. Oh, excuse me, we don't need Devontae. No, we don't. I'm just kidding. We do not need Davante Adams. And I know there's a lot of people going to be fussing about, we need a wide receiver. We need this, that, and the other. Look, we don't need him. I'm sorry. We can get it done without these expensive wide receivers because we have 2 ballers that can come to town and handle business. Sure, I know that Eric DeCosta promised us a big. He's going to get us a big. Okay, let him work his magic. But hopefully it's not a first round big that he's trying to grab for us because we have other priorities that we need. And I talked about that in the last show. We have corner. We have interior offensive lineman that we need to worry about. We need to worry about the future of Stanley if we're not able to sign him to a deal because right now he's one of the most coveted free agents in a worse free agency class that has come out. I mean, T. Higgins is the top of the class, but after that, it's a very huge drop off. So what are the Ravens going to do when it comes to Stanley? Can we afford to sign him back with this increase in the salary cap up to like $277 million from $255? Do we have that cap to be able to handle that? Or do we drop off this guy and let him go into free agency and then we pick something up in the draft, or we pick up just we move over our right tackle to the left tackle and then we go after another right tackle. I mean, there's so many different options here to go at. We do realize that offensive line is a need in this draft coming up. I'm hoping y'all realize that as well. Anyway, so let me get this Devontae mess off the screen. All right, let me repay some bills here and see what y'all talking about. And it says we definitely need to draft a wide receiver or 2. I'm gonna say late round. I'm gonna say third or fourth round. Let him come in and compete. Let him compete with Tez Walker. Let's just be honest. He's gonna have to compete with Tez Walker because that's the only situation where I can see it actually working out is us driving a late one. Deet is good. He says, would be happy if 40% of the 40 to 50% of the picks in the draft are in the trenches, offensive or defensive line. I'm with you. I would like to see competition, true competition at those guard positions. And I've never really been a big fan of guards or seeing the importance of guards until this year when we were so focused. We were hyper focused on Daniel Fale and his technique. And when I look at guards now, I am constantly going to be focused on where their footwork is. They can tell me they have good hands and that they're an anchor. But as I looked at a player this week, and that player, I want to say it was Tyler Booker. Let me make sure. I think it was Tyler Booker. Strength at point of the attack, and he's got overall length and mass. He's good in the run game, good lateral movement, bend at the waist, body control. Okay, so this guy's out of Alabama. He's a good run blocker. He's got a good first step. I'm with that. But if you tell me that this guy's a good anchor and has a problem against people that are more than power rushers, then I'm like, all right, there's an issue. There's your sign that this guy may not have the good feet. Well, I want to see a little bit more. I'm going to go watch some more feet and watch some more tape. But they're saying he's pretty decent and has some good athleticism. You tell me he's got good athleticism, cool. But you tell me he's an anchor and doesn't have good feet against pass rushers that do more than just the bull rush, then we got a problem, and I got to look forward to somebody else. But I do think, Alabama, they do teach great technique down there. Even with Saban gone, I still think that they have some star recruits that they can get into that university because they know that it's all about football there. It's a football state. You can get excited about getting a player from Alabama just as Ozzie Newsome is every year. He's sitting here like, hey, y'all got any of them? Y'all got any of them Alabama players play? He got any of that? I need some. All right. Let's see here. Brooks says, I just beg people in the group to subscribe. So keep watch over that subscriber account. Okay, we're going to check this out right quick. Now, real reason I'm picking up the phone is because Delicious sent me a couple of guys. Pause. He sent some reviews on a few players, and he wanted me to take a look at some tape on it. So here we are. One of them. Wow, you sent quite a few. Goodness gracious, bro. Okay, I think I gave you some feedback on some of these guys. The one that I like the most, though, is Savion. I think we talked about Savion before. Savion Williams out of TCU. So Savion, he can do it all. From when I was watching this guy, I mean, he can run it out the backfield. He can catch. This would be an excellent addition to the Ravens offense because we already run things like the Wildcat. We run read option. This guy could really be a big time changeup with Henry on the field, and then all of a sudden he's on the field at the same time. We don't know who will run it. Lamar has it. We could actually bring back the Heisman formation with Savion Williams because he's able to just bulldoze people. He's great after the catch. He's good in open space. This guy can take a Wildcat to the house. A Wildcat plays to the house. It's just he is an ultimate weapon. It's imagine a even faster, taller Devin Duvernay. Just like that's kind of where I'm looking at it. That with Savion here, he's just a switchblade, do it all type of player. We wouldn't need to go after a Debo Samuel or anything like that if we were able to pick up Savion Williams. So if somebody said, "Hey, we got Savion Williams first round," I'd say, okay, he's more than a running back. He's more than a wide receiver. More than a wide receiver because they got him right here as wide receiver. But some of his highlights, they're showing running back ability. So this is a switchblade type player, and I'd be really excited to see him as a Raven. AJ says, go get younger on the O-line, get a vet lineman to complement, and then look at safety. Everybody keeps talking safety, like our Darius Washington is not there. We were great when Kyle Hamilton was back up top. I mean, having him down low, having him near the line of scrimmage was great 2 years ago. Maybe it's time we change and keep him back up top because we also have some guys that are waiting to get their chance, and Bo Brady. So we got Bo Brady, and there was the other guy. I can't remember what his name was. But it was Bo Brady and the guy that got drafted the same year he got drafted. They're looking for that opportunity. I don't think safety is where it's at, but feel y'all believe strongly that we should go after a top tier safety. I think this is a top class. Well, put in the comments who you think your guy is that we should go after safety wise. And move on down. Delicious says, as long as we go trenches on offense and defense first, I'm happy. Don't want another DB for round one. Sure, I take another DB round one, man. Hold up, let's hear. I think I had a guy. There's a guy that I was thinking about. Let's see. I don't know how to keep saying stuff like that, but I didn't upload. So I'm going to do that right now. So in your comments, go ahead and let me know which safety y'all want to go after, and then I will upload who I think we should go after. I'll upload all these real quick. So you got to think about it. We're sitting at the 27th overall pick. I just have a feeling that other teams like to reach a bit. And then some players that are probably top 20 on the top 100 listing are going to end up sliding down to 27. One of those players, I think, is going to be a guy that comes out of Arizona, and that's Ariante Irsay. He's an offensive tackle. And I think this guy's he's a solid offensive tackle, and you can't cheat size. The size is definitely there with this cat. So when it comes to this big old boy, 6'6", 325 pounds. He was a second team All Big Ten, and he got an honorable mention for the All Big Ten as well. He's a block finisher. This dude runs through folks. I love guys who play through the whistle, and I like the fact that he's got the feet. It's just sometimes when it comes to the hands, he ain't got them hands that he needs. But that guy is Ariante Irsay, folks. We're going to get you a photo of this cat. This big son gun right here. Here we go. There's your trench guy, Delicious. There is your trench guy. Minnesota guy. And I'm pretty sure that our other Minnesota guy on the squad would be very happy to have this big old boy right here at the offensive tackle position. This would help us, ideal situation, move on from Ronnie Stanley. 326 pounds. Like I said, I still am always a fan of, hey, what's your feet look like? What's your footwork look like? So that'll be something I'll be looking at on the tape of this guy. But as far as the analysis, and this comes straight from my boy Dame Parson. Dame is the guy who went and chased it. I gave him a little bit of advice back in the day, and this dude just made it happen. I mean, he went and put the work in, and he took every bit of advice that I gave him, that others gave him, that people he has a great circle of mentors around him, and now he works for Bleacher Report, but he used to be part of the Couch Rider team. So I'm wishing him the best, and he just continues to thrive. But his analysis says that Irsay is a 2-year starter for the Minnesota Gophers offense, and he's their left tackle and blindside protector for the QB. So that's great. We're looking at a blindside protector here. He's got bend, length, strength, athleticism, and room to grow as a player because he began playing football his junior year in high school. And he's only 6 years of organized football, so a lot of upside, not that much burn on the tires there. So he's got good core, good upper body strength, and lat strength to gain control of his defenders. He said he's got a quick get off. So I think if we're looking at a guy who's an effective run blocker and good in zone blocking, this is somebody who can continue on and make Baltimore great. So I'm a big fan of this dude. What do you think of Irsay? And he could slide. The thing is that when it comes to these management teams or general managers, they get fired. They get fired a lot. And the reason they get fired is because most of them, they come in with this mindset of, I have to get this star-studded individual, or I have to go after what the fans want. And that's usually the flashy the flashy franchise changing type player, or they're trying to hit on one and they miss a lot more than they hit. And so when you have impatient owners and GMs that feel that they need to come in and get a home run straight out the gate, they're swinging and missing because they're missing the players instead of looking at the rankings. They're looking at positional need. Baltimore has always been a team that has gone after best player available. And because they have gone after best player available, of course, there's a little bit of need in there too, but the best player available is usually the key to the Baltimore Ravens. Other teams may overlook the opportunity to grab a top tier offensive tackle. And I think that is what we're looking at when we're looking at this Minnesota boy here. So, of course, I'm a huge fan of going after the combination of need and best player available. What are your thoughts? Let's see. Deet says the tackle from Minnesota Ariante is a good pick. Licious says I can see Malkin doing some great things with him. He reminds me of Debo. Oh yeah, you talking about the other guy I was just talking about a minute ago, and that's Savion. So I can see a lot of different things. Malkin getting in the kitchen and just cooking like crazy when it comes to Savion. Delicious says we got to give Tampa a shot. Yeah, TJ Tampa, just like we do with the wide receivers. Got round one corner, Nate Wiggins and Marlowe. I am with you. I just want to see Tampa on the field, but I want to give him competition. I want competition for this guy because it's not his job, just like it isn't anybody else's job. Sure, we could sign a veteran. I think the veteran we were talking about was the last week. We definitely could see. Give me a second here. A scenario where this guy comes to town. I wouldn't mind seeing the former Louisville guy come in Jair. Jair comes to town. We have a vet. TJ Tampa's there. Cool. Maybe still go after a corner. And you're like, all right, well, what corner should we go after? Well, when it comes to, if we're looking at best player available, and I know you don't want to see a corner being drafted first round, but we're looking around that 27th pick. Who was I looking at earlier? I was looking at Jabbar Muhammad out of Oregon. So, my wife's a big Duck fan. So by default, by marriage, I am a semi Duck fan when it comes to their players. And this is another guy that I think the Draft Network was pretty big. They were pretty high on. And they said he had great shadowing ability. And I think that's what we need once again is somebody who can shadow. Of course, we had another guy who could shadow, but he just didn't know how to turn his head around. That was a problem. But that may not be the same situation with Jabbar. Jamar might be different. Jabbar Muhammad has the ability to punch the ball out. Do we know a guy who's familiar with punching the balls out, causing fumbles, or at least he was earlier in his career? Maybe caused like 8 of those fumbles in one season? I think we do. Got him on the squad right now. I'm not saying he's the replacement for Marlowe, but once again, my boy Dame is putting up another good review, saying he's a feisty, sticky cover corner who thrives in coverage because of his technique, instincts, and good high football IQ. What we need is definitely another man corner who allows us to blitz. He's got good mirror, technically sound, positional flexibility, good to go. They say he's got a smaller frame. So he's sitting over here at 5'10", 183 pounds. So that's basically, I'm basically 7 pounds, 8 pounds heavier than this guy. But he's got a smaller frame, Arlen. He misses tackles. I don't think that's a Raven type player. Folks, I don't know if that's a Raven. You missing tackles. Only guy we had missing tackles before was Patrick Queen. And there's a player that actually I had taken a look at as well who reminded me of Queen. And he actually is in Alabama. He reminded me of Queen as far as the entire review. He said he missed tackles, but he was explosive and he could blitz straight up the middle. This would be a great defender to put right next to Roquan. and see how Queen can, or excuse me, not Queen, but this defender can grow with him. And that defender that I was talking about is none other than number 11 for Alabama. See if I got the right screenshot here. Yeah, that's the guy. I was like, what is his name? Let me pull him up. Because we were looking at, it wasn't Carson Swensher, it was Jihad Campbell, I believe. If I can get these draft reports to show up, I can give you some more information. Jihad, linebacker 1, versatile linebacker who can make game-changing plays rushing the quarterback. So playing like a true stat guy. All right, some of the analysis. This came from came from Keith Sanchez. And Keith said he's a versatile hybrid linebacker who can make game-changing plays rushing the quarterback, plays to the stack backer, dropping into coverage. So if he's got coverage skills, then that's a plus for the Ravens. Maybe we get another Tyus Bowser in here, but this is one of the guys I was telling you about tackling might have some issues. Plays with a high pad level, has some tackling power issues. So this is a guy who can go get it, but is he cerebral? That is the next question, because we wanted we want Simpson. We want Simpson to be cerebral. Simpson is athletic, and he's very talented. He's got the size, but so does this guy. He's 6'3", 245 pounds, and so he's a 2-year contributor for Bama, but his first starts were last year. So just know that. In the run game, he's like instinctual, and he plays traditional stack backer. But we got a new linebacker coach who can probably bring the best out of him, and hopefully he will, because that coach is from Georgia. So Georgia's had pretty good defense. In fact, they got 2 linebackers coming out of this class in the first round. I don't think they're going to slide to Baltimore. So we'll take the next best. All right. So anyway, let me take this off the screen. Delicious. We'll keep rolling here and pasting the comments here. Delicious says, get the O-line right, especially if Stanley walks. If Stanley walks, we definitely think that that's going to be a priority, and then we'll have to take a look at those linemen again. Let's see. Delicious says, how's everyone feeling about Fele year 2? He wasn't bad towards the end of the season. It wasn't terrible. It's like he's trying to catch on. It's just the footwork. Every single time I looked at the tape, and looking at the film on him, it was the footwork. You could see that in the pass coverage, this guy could really push people around. They weren't getting past him. They had to go around him. When it came to running down the field on blocks, it was kind of annoying because I'm like, dude, just put your hands on somebody. Take him down. He's running, and it wasn't getting hands on. It wasn't getting the work in. You could see his big body going all over the place. He was moving, but it wasn't like, hey, I'm about to make this huge pancake block and then make an example out of somebody. He couldn't get hands on. Like, couldn't give him some work. Find some work, man. All right. Brooke does not feel confident about Jair. Said meh. And Delicious thinks we can get him for the low. I think so too. With the injury history, we're looking at a player that wants to prove himself. So he would be on a prove it year. Now, the problem with prove it years is a 1-year deal. And we have problems providing players 1-year deals because we want to lock them up for the long terms and push money around on the salary cap. So you can get like somebody on a 2, maybe a 3-year deal. That way it allows us to have more cap flexibility of what year we're going to put the most money in different spots. So if Jair comes, he need to be here at least on a 2-year deal. That way we can push some of that money maybe to next year or whatever, so that we have more cap flexibility to sign another big fish. ID says he'd be fun because you'd have an Alexander, Hamilton, Washington in the secondary. You could call that secondary the founding fathers. I like that. Very smart, man. All right, some comments on Simpson here. I think, he's going to be able to pull it together. He's going to be a Zach Bond type playmaker. I think, like I said, with the athleticism, it's just one of those guys that he's got to be on the field, get those reps in, get those mental reps in, and the game's going to slow down, and you're going to see him catch on and catch wildfire. So, of course, we need to still stick with this guy, but still draft some middle linebackers so that we can see that competition level go up. So who was slow? I can't remember who was slow. I said, man, was about Fairley. Okay, so that was probably about Fairley. Yeah. So the dude, yeah, he's just not fast footwork. When you see him running downfield, like I said, you see him running. You just don't see him breaking down to get that block that's gonna bust somebody loose. You see him most of the time. He was his person that he was assigned to was the one kind of getting close to making the tackle or actually making the tackle. All right. Delicious said, I came to the conclusion the Ravens are going to running back with Fairley as their starter again. I think so. I think they believe in them, and I think that they're seeing something that we do not when it comes to Fairley. Or he's got just a really good blackmail case. He's probably got some dirt. I'm talking about some serious dirt. Better than massage parlor type. They're better than the band. They're messing around with band girls type dirt on this organization because that's the only reason they got him in that starting role over Cleveland. And I feel bad for Cleveland because Cleveland not a free agent. Wishing the best. All right. So next, I think one of the guys I was going to talk about was, did we go into Tyler Booker? This is another interior offensive lineman out of Alabama. So I'm closing these windows out. 6'5", 350 pounds, my guys. Like, come on. And I know that when it came to Fairley, we were sitting there wondering, like, all right, he's just big for no reason. This guy is a big guy who wins with physicality, and he's a finisher, folks. He's got strength at the point of attack. This dude has great lateral movement. He's able to sustain, actually, no, that might be some of the concerns. My fault. I went in, scrolled down a little bit too far. So he's got a good anchor against pass rush moves. Now, my problem is like they say the word anchor. Does he have the feet to go with it? And so, of course, on his concerns, one of those was lateral movements. If you ain't got the ability to sustain blocks, if you don't have decent bend and control, then we're going to have a problem. If you ain't got decent lateral movement, I don't know. But it's like on one side, they're saying this dude is a good 5-star recruit. And then he transitioned from offensive tackle into the interior offensive line. So I'm like, do we want this guy? So it's just, my problem is it's the same as it always been. Where's your feet? Where is your feet? Do you have good review on the feet? They keep talking about run blockers. And this guy's coming in the first round. I need more than just a run blocker. Baltimore, they love the run blockers, but where is your pass coverage? Can you protect our quarterback? Will he be able to step up in the pocket? All right. Brooks hoping for a better year for Fairley. I think we all are. If not, we're going to be on that hate spectrum, and he will be on the scale again. Brooks saying Cleveland could have came back, but he wanted to be dumb. I think he wants to test the waters to see what he's worth. And then once he recognizes that his value is meh, he's going to come back for a familiar situation, for an opportunity to compete. And then he's going to beg and plead with Harbaugh to get out of his basement. That's just, clear as day. Him and, Tannen Doss and all the other guys are sitting down there. Delicious says, this might sound crazy, but I'm more confident in Voorhees than Fairley. No, you're not crazy. You're not crazy at all. That's common sense right there. It's just, like I said, the amount of blackmail that he has on this organization, it is insane. Like, I feel like there's emails going out to certain people saying, hey, what things have you done lately to show that your value before you get fired? Fairley need to have one of them slips, and they need to email him. Hey, sir, please tell me the top 5 things that you did this season, blocking wise, in order to keep your job. If not, we need to send Elon Musk over there to take care of that. Just saying. Brooks says, drinking and driving is what I meant by dumb. How you rich and can't afford an Uber? Oh, you talking about that? I mean, yes, people gonna do that. Look, as Bernie Mac said, you get you a chauffeur. You get you a chauffeur when you get that money. I would have a chauffeur everywhere I go. And I think with NFL players, they need to have a mentor to let them know, like, hey, you guys should basically pretend like you on house arrest during the off season. Sure, go take a little vacation here and there. But when it comes to inner city, urban life, get you a chauffeur. And you ain't got to go to the club all the time. Make it smart. Make it and choose your friends properly. Like, just don't do dumb stuff. Everybody want to be Pac-Man Jones or channeling their inner Pac-Man Jones when they go out during the off season. I get it. You got money, and you into your teens, but slow down, young fellas. Delicious says, I don't know how he made the Pro Bowl on any level. It's just the backups, man. You know, it's just who wants to volunteer to play in the Pro Bowl. They probably just went around the list and like, hey, you want to volunteer? And they're like, no, man, I got family. I'm trying to do this family thing. And he was like, you trying to do this? No, man, I got massage tables and stuff like that. I'm trying to be there. Like, you trying to do this? I'm rehabbing this, that, and the other. All right. Delicious says Cleveland definitely not coming back. We'll see. Because the thing is, Baltimore needs to sign some depth. And if they don't sign any depth, you know, we can go off of these top tier starters, but the second they get hurt, we need to have those players to come in and be that depth for us. And we don't have that right now. Brick says everybody that is involved with the Ravens needs to go in the house and sit down. I agree. Steve Smith had no business over here trying to play drum major and beating other things up. And then when it came to Cleveland, you know, Ben Cleveland should have had a chauffeur. JT should probably go to massage parlors outside of Baltimore because apparently he, you know, can't go to the ones inside of Baltimore anymore. I don't know if he guilty or not. I'm just saying. And there's just, you know, the list just kept going on and on. What was going on with our players? Insane. Oh well. Brooke says that he's not coming back if it's not Harbaugh, if it's John's decision, and maybe Cleveland got some blackmail or something on top of the organization where he can come on back. You know. So we went through, I think, everybody except for, I want to say James Pierce was the last guy I want y'all to take a look at. So, all right. So James Pierce, edge out of Tennessee. So this guy, this is one of the more explosive athletic guys. Quick, accelerating rusher. Let's see if I can pull up a photo of him. He looked kind of light though, like, you know, kind of a little skinny right there. Like he need to eat a little bit. Go to the buffet, have all the bagels, everything else, and then. So when it comes to Pierce, so you make plays off the edge. We would like to have another sizzle back who just brings it, who's young and can have a thriving career in Baltimore. And at 6'5", 240 pounds, this guy is a game-changing, quick step guy. He's fluid, good change of direction. He's got a good pass rushing portfolio. You know, he's got more than just one move. So I'm with that. He had about 7.5 sacks in 2024, but he was a more explosive athlete in the previous year with 9.5 sacks, and he got an all SEC bid. So he's got a good first step. He's fluid. I like him. I was watching some of the film on him, and yeah, you can see the explosiveness there. Would not mind having this guy trade that orange in for some black and purple. And I'm with you. If James Pierce falls anywhere in the 20s, we definitely need to move up to grab a guy like this. Definitely a big fan of James Pierce. And we'll continue to go watch more and more film on this guy. ID says James Pierce Jr. might have character concerns, but probably not serious. Is that something that was in there? What type of character concerns, man? Maybe I didn't read up on that. The only thing cons I saw was like setting the edge, and you know, when you're an explosive pass rusher, sometimes you're just trying to get to the quarterback. We're about setting that edge. Run defending is definitely part of the portfolio you should have and have some good plays on that. So But I'd like to hear about the trouble he has gotten into. And then Delicious says, I don't know about y'all, but I like Donovan Izuraku a lot, especially if he's in round two. Another guy that I'll have to go and take a look at. Delicious says, I definitely heard about that. So what did he do? What did he get into? I heard Mike Green has some off the field issues as well. Like AB level character concerns is a great question right there. I love that. Good follow up question. Is this, like on a level of sexual assault type character issues, or regular assault character issues, or maybe he has some gambling problems. So maybe he's a little smoking a little weed. We need to know. We didn't know. Is he taking performance enhancing drugs, or is he robbing banks on the weekends, or is he out here just murking cats? I need to know. Does he have a bad credit score? I mean, if he had that's forgivable. That's forgivable. Like, a couple speeding tickets, cool. I'm with it. But if he's got some other stuff going on, we need to know if that's going to keep him off the field, or is it something that's fixable? Now, if he's over here carrying weapons inside his Lamborghini, like certain Kansas City Chiefs, like defensive tackles, I mean, that is a problem. If he's also racing Lamborghinis like other Chiefs wide receivers and wrecking them and causing all types of havoc, getting suspended and stuff, we need to know. D says, I'm guessing Pierce takes plays off. It's vague from what has been said, too vague. So it could be to drop a stock of a bit to be. I can't read today. So it could be to drop a draft stock a bit mainly. So you're thinking that this is strategery from the media to drop his draft stock for a different team to pick him up. Maybe we find this out in the combine interviews. Not sure. But good thoughts. All right. Brooke says, or did he just show up or showed a gun at the MCD's drive-through? Because that isn't bad. Brooke, just because you be holding people up at the drive-through, pulling up because you didn't get your number 2 with the extra cheese and the frozen smoothie. It's like the pineapple. Was it the pineapple and mango smoothie? Yeah. Just because they didn't get that right for you doesn't mean you get to pull up on people. She gonna pull up though. All right. Delicious says, I heard James Pierce had anger issues. He might need that playing on defense. Yeah. I mean, I don't want a nice guy on defense. I want a dog. I want somebody who's probably gonna fight somebody like Orlando Brown Sr. when he was fighting people in the showers. I need that dog on defense. If he got a little bit of attitude, cool. That's passion. That's passion. Now, if he starts fighting players, okay, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get ganged up on and get that, get his mind right. Let him know, like, hey, you hold that anger until game day, and then you can take it out like James Harrison on this other team. Don't sit here and take it out on your own teammates. Brooke says, I mean, other dudes started it. Okay. I'm with you. Take some off screen right quick. Y'all already know, hit the subscribe button. Of course, if I got 13 people in a room, let me get 13 likes. And so I think we talked about the 3. Delicious, I want to go back to a few of yours that you would talk about as well. Let's see. You sent not only Savion, you sent Caden Prather's highlights. And you said he probably drops to us and does exactly what we need. So this is a wide receiver prospect. Let's see. Maryland. Okay. Sorry about that. Last time we passed on a significant Maryland Terrapin, he turned out to be one of the most significant wide receivers in the league. I don't know if that guy was it. When I looked at him, I didn't see that dog. I saw, okay, he's there. Last thing I want is another big Miles Boykin type character who just doesn't have that dog in him. Let's see. Like, you sent a lot, man. I didn't even know you were sending this many prospects. It's crazy. All right, so apparently I got to do some more homework and take a look at this. I thought I'd mentioned a few. So Trav, we were talking about defensive tackles. I know that, and I know that for me, I'm happy with what we have at defensive tackle because of Trav Jones, Washington, and Beaks. I believe that is a major strength with it when it comes to our defensive line. But when it comes to first round, I'm like, give me corner, give me outside linebacker, give me inside linebacker, give me offensive line. Not in that order though, but I'm thinking like right now, give me a lineman, give me an offensive lineman first, corner maybe second, I say, and then a pass rusher or an interior line or an interior linebacker, third or fourth. So that's just my thoughts. I mean, of course, we're all going to have different opinions, and I'm respectful of each one of y'all's. Delicious says, just don't Earl Thomas anyone on the team. No, yeah, don't punch nobody, man. We over here just, I don't like that play, bro. I'm finna go wash my car. I'm finna show late for practice. Get beat up by my girlfriend. Get pistol whipped. No, we don't need that. Bert says, Jalen Carter, stay trying to fight folks. But nice, so you know, whatever. Yeah, you be scouting, bro. You be scouting. You need to go give my boy Dame. Maybe he get you on that draft network. So we need depth at nose tackle or defense tackle. And I'm with you, third, fourth round. If we're looking at that position, we're going deep into the draft. Definitely drafting that depth, just like we would on offensive line. I think we take multiple swings at offensive line this draft, and we have 11 picks, so there's an opportunity to get that. And Justin says, I'm back. What's good, man? Okay, where'd you go? So did you subscribe back? Because that's what you do. When you come back, you practice that loyalty and you hit that notification bell after you subscribe. And go ahead and give me a like since you're here too. Appreciate you coming back, my guy. All right. So I think we have went over everyone I was hoping for y'all to take a look at. Some guys that I want to look deeper into as far as safeties. I know some people have talked about safety. And I think Malachi Starks out of Georgia is one that I want to take a different, deeper look at. Because, I mean, if we get a third safety, which will pull Hamilton back down in the box, that's going to help us against the run. We're going to be that much more dangerous. And then there was another guy, Shamar Stewart. I think he's a little bit too high up. He's not going to be there when we get there. We go back just slightly. Like I said, once the combine happens, some of these grades are going to slide up a bit. If Luther Burden somehow, 33rd player overall on the board, slides to, I'm not high on wide receivers right now in this draft, but Luther Burden is one of those ones I'm like, this is one that we need. This is somebody I would love to see in Baltimore. Just watched him throughout college, and he just did so many things after the catch. He was a great slot guy. I loved watching him play. And the big plays, little play, all the catches he made him was fundamental. I just loved watching Luther Burden. And I think that was the only. I think Sebastian Castro was one, but that's just going a little bit deeper into the second round. Some guys we'll take a look at later. I'm going to end the show a little early tonight because I want to get to bed, man. I got sleep schedule. I'm trying to catch up. Plus, I got to still do my workout if I'm dropping that weight. But what does Justin say? He says, do you think the Ravens will sign Mark Andrews? Yeah. I'll be honest, like with the cap raising, that kind of puts people in a little bit more of a safe zone, gives us a little bit more comfort. We need to sign some of these players ahead of time so we can move some money around. And I think Mark Andrews is a necessity for these Ravens. As you go through and you look at some of the film from last season, some of those key blocks are Mark Andrews making those blocks. Sure, he didn't get a touchdown until was it week 5 or whatever, but he was playing his position. He was playing his role. And this is a guy that, yes, we're ticked off about there because of the playoffs, whatever. But we get over that, we move forward, recognize that this dude is such a key component in Lamar Jackson's game. When we get to the red zone, you can see that Mark Andrews is more likely the first target. He is more likely the first option that Lamar is looking at. Oh, Brooklyn's already hit the clock. Just said, I'm back watching you live. Okay, well, appreciate you, man. And so Camru don't love us anymore. Yeah, I was thinking he could at least say hi into the chat or something. But obviously he don't have his notification bell. I didn't send the invite this time because I was just ripping and running, trying to do different things in church and whatnot. So the next time, the only reason I even moved the show was for Camru. So we'll make sure that we get a sighting from Camru next Monday. I'll make sure I coordinate this a little bit better than I did this time around. Brooke says, I love Mandrews, but if it comes down between him and Marlowe, Andrews got to go. I think this is a situation where you got to take a look at what the cap is and how EDC is going to do some maneuvering this offseason to make sure this thing all works. Because he's going to have to sign Mandrews. We got to figure out a way that likely can stick around. He has potential to do great work, but honestly, right now, he could get, $8 million a year and still stick around. Likely, I'm talking about likely. But if he goes and has a blow up year this year, his agent is going to beat the heck out of that table, especially if we happen to get to the place that we want to be next season. You know that his agent and every agent on this team is going to blow up and ask for the max money deal. So, I think Marlowe, we want Marlowe here. We do. But you also got to think about shelf life, what he has left. He showed that he was an excellent player this year, locking things down. How much shelf life does he have as those wheels start to get a little slower? As he still has to face off against Jamar Chase and deal with that type of, are we getting blown up again across the middle or with the screen pass where we cannot contain this guy? Or do we need to get that extra corner there to help out? I'm not saying get rid of Marlowe, but I am saying, is he higher on the priority list than Mandrews? I don't know. That's that. I'll be honest with you. That's a tough decision right there. I would try to sign both. I try to keep both, but it's just with the limited cap flexibility, you need to go ahead and offer somebody some bonus money straight up front so they can restructure their contract and just kind of get a little bit of that money up front, keeping the same deals, and then pushing a little bit of money backwards. I'm not saying go full New Orleans Saints irresponsible cap-wise, but we do need to make some moves if we plan on maintaining this roster and going forward for a Super Bowl. Gerald is here. He said, what's up? Justin says, Lamar and Henry will be better than ever. Lamar will get his third MVP. Plus, he will win his first Super Bowl MVP. And both Terrell Suggs and Marshall Yanda will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. This is a big list of items that we want to see happen. And I think it's going to happen this year. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Brooks says, yeah, he had a great year. I mean, so did Mandrews, but he started late. Yep. Marlon stays. What's good, my guy? Saying hi to Brooke, too. Cool. All right. So that's kind of where we at right now. I know you just got here, Gerald, but I was like, I need to go do my workout, bro. I need to go ahead and get that in and get some sleep, But we did go over a few players, go back and watch ones that we want to take a look at, take swings at, because you think that they got to fall because people are going to take swings. They're going to see guys that are probably on the board, probably in, let's say, 40-something overall picks. Somebody's going to be like a little antsy because there's probably going to be a run on offensive tackles or something. They're going to be like, you know what? Armand Mimbu out of Missouri. They're going to be like, that's the guy. But that's the 42nd player overall. That'd be like, next thing you know, they're going 17 because somebody got antsy and took a leap and wanted to get an offensive tackle instead of actually taking a look at best player available. So then, of course, that makes other players slide to us that were higher ranking. But I can't wait to see how this list changes as the combine goes down. You're going to see this whole top 100 go into a different direction. Anyway, of course, type your comments in the regular comments. If you're going to watch the stream again, let us know. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful Monday evening. I hope y'all are actually able to enjoy some of this good weather because tomorrow we're getting more good weather. This week is great. I think today we were in the 60s today. It was fantastic. Being outside and not having to have a jacket on, it was beautiful. Because last week we was in negative something and school was shut down, so weather's just crazy. It's just schizophrenic. Got some full-on Britney Spears going on. Anyway, I appreciate y'all coming through. Thanks for tuning into the home original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is your host, your couch rider Raven, saying, look, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And, one last thought. My brother has a podcast. And for those of you wanting to know about marriage and how it's tied into the scriptures. He did his first show just yesterday, and I believe it's Truth Talk. I just want to make sure I have it. It's the pulling it up. Trust Talk Podcast. And it's just by Mr. GDK. If you guys can go ahead and subscribe to his channel, you might learn a few things about marriage and the importance of it and how it's tied in the scriptures and how you can better help yourself and your marriage be a little bit better. So go ahead and check him out. Anyway, gotta get going. Give me 2 claps. Fade to black.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Raven, Raven, Couch Rider. Raven, Raven, hey, Raven. We gon' ride out. Raven, Raven, hey, Raven, Couch Rider. Raven, Raven, hey, Raven. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect me. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White of rap for the beat, though.